I am Isabel Masozera, and I'm delighted to bring you the latest here in Rwanda and around the world. Now, making top of our bulletin, Burera and Gicumbi residents that live in sectors near the Ugandan border that were formerly engaged in smuggling have thanked the government for creating jobs for them. Now, the Ministry of Public Service and Labour has called on district officials to be close to those residents in order to help them become productive. Jeslen Mugwaneza kicks us off.
Burera, Gicumbi and Nyagatare are the districts near Ugandan border. Residents in these districts are more engaged in importing drugs and other illegal products. After realizing problems encountered by the residents doing illegal cross-border trade, the government decided to help them quit this trade through job creation program. Some of them construct roads through VUP program, others learn vocational trainings. Residents have praised their progress after getting jobs.
I am being trained as an electrician, and I feel like I am in paradise. Back when I was still a smuggler, I had nothing and was in constant hiding.
1,673 residents in Gicumbi district also got jobs through VUP, and other 507 were trained with different vocational skills. They have said that they will never do illegal trade again. They gave me a job and I managed to raise my 2 children. I buy clothes and provide food for them. The job is really helping. The Minister of Public Service and Labour, Gwanyindo Fanfan, has called on district officials to keep helping these residents in order for them to become productive. Even though we say that all services were brought near them to facilitate job creation that enabled them to quit illegal cross-border trade, it also requires the officials to be more closer to them so that they won't go back to where they used to be. There are 6 sectors in Burera district that touch the border. The second phase of the project will employ residents in those sectors for 6 months and will focus on building terraces on 700 hectares of land. Jeslen Mugwaneza, RTV News.
Thank you, Jeslen. Now moving on, the Rwanda Defense Force has for the 10th time held a send-off ceremony to honor the service of military personnel who reached retirement age and those whose service contracts have come to an end. Now, the official send-off event was held on Friday at RDF headquarters in Kimihurura and presided over by the Minister of Defense, Major General Albert Murasira, on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief of RDF. Now, the event was also attended by the Chief of Staff of Defense Staff, General Bosco Kazura, service chiefs, generals, and senior officers. Major General Murasira applauded the retirees and their families for the dedication, sacrifice, and noble service to the country.
Today is therefore a day that will never be forgotten because of your achievements, which we remember and appreciate because of your contributions to the security and welfare of our country. That is the reason I want to sincerely thank you for the way you served this country, liberated it, as individuals and working together during different times. None of that will ever be forgotten.
And on behalf of the retirees, Major General Ferdinand Safari thanked His Excellency, the President of Rwanda and the Commander-in-Chief of Rwanda Defense for his good leadership and guidance in shaping a strong RDF family. He emphasized that though they are retiring, they are also still attached to the RDF family and will continue to work for the development of Rwanda. The retirees were awarded certificates in recognition for their service rendered to Rwanda Defense Force. You are still watching RTV News. Now on Friday, the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, conducted a one-day visit to Rwanda, where he was received by his Rwandan counterpart, Major General Albert Murasira, at the headquarters of RDF. Among the issues discussed were the benefits of that the RDF has registered from a partnership with the International Computer Driving License, and in the ICT training and skills development in military colleges and other sectors. They also discussed other ways of strengthening existing defense cooperation between their respective defense forces and regional efforts to deal with security challenges. Now, the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, noted that his visit aims to strengthen existing partnerships between both countries.
Just engage with our counterparts in defense here, and particularly my brother, Minister for Defense, to see how to enhance our defense cooperation. As you know, Kenya and Rwanda have had defense cooperation for a long time, and we've had very good relations, long-lasting diplomatic relations. And we've come here to review that defense cooperation. And there are many items that we are looking at, from training to enhancing our capabilities in different peace support missions that we are sharing with Rwanda and other brothers and sisters in the East African region.
Now, Rwanda's Minister of Industry has announced that if nothing changes effective August, the country will be among the first to be trading under the agreement of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Now, Rwandan traders say that they are prepared to take advantage of the opportunities this will bring. Traders' operation under the agreement should have begun with 2021, but that did not happen, and now the objective is that they do so next month. Despite the challenges that may present, businesses here in Rwanda are eager to see it happen.
Trade operations under the agreement should have begun with 2021, but that did not happen, and now the objective is that they do so next month. Despite the challenges that may present themselves, businesses here in Rwanda are eager to see it happen. Here in Rwanda, we like using the EAC and COMESA, and certainly there are many advantages. Increasing that reach to all of Africa would really help us. It is proper that the heads of state should talk about it and speed things up for the sake of the benefits it presents, especially for people like us that are landlocked. It will give us a way to reach the coast and reduce transport costs. For example, can you imagine the fact that a container from Egypt takes longer to get here than one from India? There is still certainly a problem when it comes to infrastructure. Economic experts are calling for such matters to be resolved as quickly as possible to allow the continent to develop faster. People should stop seeing just the benefits of one bloc and look at the bigger picture. People in West Africa should understand this, and yes, we have regular blocs, but the question should be, what sort of benefits can a country expect when it is able to access all of the blocs like ECOWAS, the EAC, COMESA, and so on? People need to think in that broader sense.
Yose ECOWAS, EAC, Africa yose. Abantu batekereza nyine muri uwo murongo mugari.
Officials in Rwanda's Ministry of Trade and Industry have confirmed that if all goes well and the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area begins in August, the country will be among the first to abide by it.
We agreed that we will not wait for all those steps of competition in investment protocol to end, and that the trade of goods and services should begin in August this year. We intend to meet towards the end of this month to affirm that, so that in August people start trading the goods we agreed on. As per the list of negotiations submitted by countries as part of the East African community, we have submitted our list as Rwanda.
54 of Africa's 55 countries have signed the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, with 43 or 79.6% having ratified it. Once implemented, the agreement will help to lift 30 million people out of extreme poverty and another 68 million out of poverty.
In more news, on Friday, the Speaker of Rwanda's Parliament, Honorable Donatille Mukabalisa, received the Ambassador of Libya in Rwanda, and they discussed different matters relating to the bilateral relations that exist between both countries. Libya's ambassador to Rwanda noted that the relationship between both countries should be productive because Rwanda is developing rapidly and Libya can learn a lot from it.
The development we are talking about, it starts with the unity of Rwandans after the occurrence of the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. We have to make sure that we learn from Rwanda's experience and take it to Libya, which will help us to learn and develop.
Now, the Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies noted that the long-standing relationship between Rwanda and Libya has led to the development of various activities that have allowed them both to continue towards unity and sharing knowledge and experience, thus accelerating the development of both countries.
The
ambassador of Libya told us that there is a group of Libyans who want to come to Rwanda to learn about the history of our country, all we went through to be able to unite Rwandans based on peace and security evident by the development we are progressively attaining, but also the good governance of our country so that they learn from Rwanda, because when people meet, they learn from one another.
Ariko birumvikana ko iyo abantu bahuye igihe cyose bafite ibyo bigiranaho.
All right, now on to agricultural matters. Rice farmers in Bugarama marshland of Rusizi district have commended that the new prices of rice ranging from 392 to 410 Rwandan francs per kilo, which is far, they say, from the 270 per kilo that they were getting prior. Precious Kirezi has more.
On numerous occasions, rice farmers in Bugarama Valley have expressed their distress over the losses they're faced with during the cultivation process being lower than the prices factories purchase their product at. Some instances have resulted in them wanting to stop cultivating altogether, but they're happy with the prices this time around.
Those of us with families to support found it hard to fulfill those commitments. The unreasonably low prices stripped us of the means and ability to provide for our families in the form of health insurance and tuition fees, to mention but a few, which made me want to stop cultivating rice until the leadership heard our pleas and resolved the issue.
As the farmers' harvest was being measured by rice factories for potential purchasing agreements, an employee pointed out the new prices will not only keep the losses at a minimum, but also keep rice consumers happy. The farmers we purchase rice from are our partners first and foremost. We would not have any work to do without them, and we are pleased with the betterment they have been rewarded with. According to the deputy director of the Kehemo cooperative, farmers transfer 8 Rwandan francs per kilo to the cooperative to facilitate the various activities it engages in.
The people responsible for the cultivation process need to be compensated, and new infrastructure has to be constructed to develop the community.
Basing on a recent announcement from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the price of raw rice ranges from 320 to 340 Rwandan francs per kilogram. In the month prior, farmers were paid 270 francs per kilogram, but now they're being paid in the range of 400 to 410 francs per kilogram. Precious Chidezi, RTV News.
Notable change there. Now, as Rwanda joined the world in celebrating World Youth Skills Day, some of the youth trained by Fawe Rwanda branch noted that vocational and skills training provided by the organization will help them improve their lives, as well as the lives of their families, adding that also inventors in technology programs stand an opportunity to make money.
muri technology ku isi hose no mu Rwanda turimo dufite ikibazo cy'abakobwa bakenye dutangira bahari mu mashuri secondary.
There are few girls in technology globally, even in Rwanda. We start off well. You find them in schools, but you can't find them practicing in the marketplace. We need to help and motivate them. I believe even when you're intelligent, you need that drive, the spirit that carries you to your goal. You find along the way, girls get obstacles, they get pregnant, they face many challenges. That's why we need to give them extra support compared to their male colleagues. When you educate a girl, you educate a future mother who will educate her children, her community, and the nation.
Umwana w'umukobwa urigisha umumama w'ahazaza uwo mumama azigisha n'abana be nukuvuga uri kwigisha igihugu muri rusange ahazaza cyane cyane urubyiruko
ni muri ubwo buryo muri izo program nyinshi niho iyi entrepreneurship skills twabonye package.
It is through those programs that we got entrepreneurship skills and well-packaged trainings like some of those things you saw earlier. Through the Safe Scholars Entrepreneurship Fund, different scholars got an opportunity to showcase their projects. Imagine 25 girls got that opportunity to be supported and they were able to provide employment for more than 100 people. You wonder, what if there were more than 25? What would have been the impact?
Employment cyangwa se imirimo ku bantu barenga ijana uribaza ese barenza 25 ese byaba bimeze gute.
Now moving on, various leaders from the Ministry of Education and Fawe Rwanda branch have expressed gratitude for the political will that they say has resulted into making significant strides in ensuring more girls are involved in finding solutions to existing problems.
Icyo twita education na training n'inshingano twebwe dukora nka Minisiteri y'Uburezi.
There's what we call educational training. Our mandate is not like the Ministry of Education, but when we have different stakeholders, as you saw earlier, they help especially the young girls to learn different skills so that they can be able to be self-sufficient and can create their own work. What I can say is that it is critical work in support of the mission of the Ministry of Education.
Inshingano baba bihaye n'ubundi kandi ubundi zakagombye kuba ari izacu nka Minisiteri y'Uburezi.
Different partners are convening here. They want to talk to the youth. They want to listen to the youth. And we are creating a platform to discuss all the challenges that face them. So they are presenting us their projects, but still, it's still a journey. They are somewhere, they want to move to another step. So we encourage them to, first of all, have self-awareness, because most of them, where they come from, there's a lot that has impacted them, there's a lot that has affected them, but we want to use that as an opportunity to have them come on board, discuss their challenges, talk through their problems with different partners, and see if we can move from one step to another. So they still need a lot to develop their projects to take them to a certain level. So it's an annual event, and we think it should continue every year. We get such a platform because they are discussing, they are talking to bankers, they are talking to high institutions of learning, they are talking to corporate organizations. I think it's a good thing and it's a great thing.
All right, now I'm moving on to more news. On Friday, the Bank of Kigali opened a center that is designed to help clients with small and medium enterprises to make it easier for them to access the services that they need as quickly as possible. Betty Mutoni now reports.
With the new center opened by the Bank of Kigali, the services will be provided to small and medium enterprises with the objective of saving time.
When we would come and find many people due to their tight schedule of work, we would go back without getting the services we had come for. But here the place is big with a big parking, and their employees have many offices. You will be coming and choosing the one with no clients, and it will be quick.
The Chief Executive Officer of Bank of Kigali, Dr. Diane Karusis, has noted that it is important for small and medium enterprises to be given attention as a way of boosting their productivity levels.
We are happy to launch this SME center where we'll provide services to all our SMEs. We know that SMEs have been affected by COVID, by the crisis, and this is an effort to be closer to SMEs, to support them. We have a number of staff that will be working from here. They've been trained on how to support SMEs, and we want all our clients to be coming here, but also be getting these services from branches. To get advice, we are working with partners to avail trainings to these people, because our objective is to see these SMEs becoming big companies in the future.
The center meant to cater for small and medium enterprises opened by the Bank of Kigali is able to receive more than 100 clients daily. And Bank of Kigali has also noted that in the coming days, it will open more branches across the country. Betty Mutoni, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Betty. Now on to matters of education. The education authorities in Rwanda, parents and students believe that a well-implemented school feeding program will address some of the most pressing issues facing education, especially dropouts. Martina Abera now reports.
Musabyimana Belansil is a mother of 8 children living in Gashora sector in Bugesera district. 4 out of 8 children are in the Hiro school complex, which is where they have their lunch as well. The mother and friends say the school feeding program at schools has come to fruition. It really is a lot of things for me. Feeding all of them in the afternoon and at night was hard, but when they helped with 4 of them, the burden was lifted. The rest, I do the best that I can to make sure they find what to eat in the evening. You can tell from the way they are now that they are healthier and happier. The children go to school, have a proper lunch, get the education that they need, and come home. These parents believe that taking lunch at school has helped their children to perform well, which is something they agree on with their children. In particular, the program has become more productive at the Dihiro school complex in Gashora sector, after which they found a partner who feeds their children and provides them with a balanced diet on a daily basis. Jonathan Foundation really helped us a lot. Before, the children will go to school and come back in the afternoon and find us hard at work with no food for them to eat. Right now, our children are healthier thanks to the foundation, and their education improved as well. Odi Shashua, a native of Israel, founded the Jonathan Foundation, which changed the lives of Gashora residents after an agreement was reached with the government to manage group scolaire in Dihiro, where he makes sure the children are fed during the day at no cost. He also increased the number of classrooms alongside other infrastructural projects, which provided employment to the community as well.
They are known for not much water, which means in this world you don't have water, you're more poor, you have less food. I give a future, I give a possibility for the future. If I give food, it doesn't help, because one day I will go, I will not live forever. And those kids will not have food again. I want to give them the tool to make the food themselves. I want to give them the ability to study and succeed. I don't think there is much future for these students without education.
According to him, in addition to success, the school feeding program could make the dropout problem an issue of the past, according to Jimmy Christian, the Director General of Corporate Services in the Ministry of Education.
This is a perfect example of how the issue of school dropouts can be solved, because it reduces the number profoundly. You can see here that is not the case.
Ambassador of Israel to Rwanda, Dr. Rom Adam, also encourages children to learn and innovate so that they can have a better future. This was said on Thursday during a 2-year anniversary celebration of the start of a partnership between the government and the Jonathan Foundation.
I am here because I am the ambassador of Israel, and Odi is Israeli, so I'm proud of him. And but I would visit many schools in order to encourage you, the students, to be innovative, to think outside the box. You are the next generation of leaders here, and for that we need a lot to do.
This was also emphasized by Bugesera District Mayor Mutabazi Richard, who praised the Jonathan Foundation's role in promoting education in the region.
Whatever that can hinder a child from pursuing education is what they tackle first. We started with the school feeding program, making sure that all children are fed every afternoon, and then making sure that the teachers do their part in providing knowledge. As our country makes an effort in making it a knowledge-based economy, we do our best to put that forward.
The school feeding program is known to help children learn better and succeed. In 2014, the program was introduced and its policy was approved by the government of Rwanda in 2019 and became mandatory in all schools from primary, with the government contributing 60% and the parents giving 40% of the cost of student meals.
And that's it, folks. We hope we earned the pleasure of your time. On behalf of the entire RBA News team, thanks for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend.